Throughout history, the ascent of world leaders through coups d'etat has left an indelible mark on the political landscape, reshaping nations and altering the course of global affairs. From audacious military commanders seizing control to cunning political operatives orchestrating covert operations, these figures have employed various means to usurp authority and assume leadership positions. Whether motivated by ideology, personal ambition, or perceived necessity, their actions have sparked controversy, upheaval, and often enduring consequences for their societies and beyond. In this exploration, we delve into the lives and legacies of some of history's most notable leaders who ascended to power via coups, examining the methods, motivations, and enduring impact of their rule on the world stage. While there have been many unsuccessful attempts at coups, several actually led to a new leader. Let's begin with Vladimir Lenin. Led by Bolshevik Party leader Vladimir Lenin, leftist revolutionaries launched a coup against Russia's ineffectual provisional government. Following the Russian Revolution, he served as the first head of government of Soviet Russia from 1917 to 1924, and of the Soviet Union from 1922 to 1924. Francisco Franco was a Spanish general who led the nationalist forces in overthrowing the Second Spanish Republic. During the Spanish Civil War, he thereafter ruled over Spain from 1939 to 1975 as a dictator. Catherine the Great was the last Empress Regnant of Russia from 1762 until 1796, and the country's longest ruling female leader. She came to power following the overthrow of her husband, Peter III. Born to a poor Bedouin family, Muammar Gaddafi grew up loathing the Libyan monarchy and its Western backers. Sensing its growing weakness, the then junior army officer decided to seize power himself in 1969 while King Idris was out of the country. He ruled Libya for 42 years. Napoleon rose to prominence during the French Revolution and led several successful campaigns during the Revolutionary Wars. After he engineered a coup in 1799, he became the first consul of the Republic until 1804. He then became the Emperor of France until 1815. The Cuban revolutionary took a key role in the Cuban Revolution by leading the 26th of July movement in a guerrilla war against General Fulgencio Batista. After Batista's overthrow in 1959, Castro assumed military and political power as Cuba's leader. For his part, Fulgencio Batista served as the elected president of Cuba from 1940 to 1944, and as its U.S.-backed military dictator from 1952 to 1959. Before being overthrown during the Cuban Revolution, Batista initially rose to power as part of the 1933 Revolt of the Sergeants, which overthrew the provisional government of Carlos Manuel de Cespedes y Quesada. In 1975, the Khmer Rouge guerrillas overthrew General Lon Nol's military government of Cambodia, beginning a reign of terror that would kill over 1 million people. This was led by Pol Pot, who governed as prime minister between 1976 and 1979. He then continued to guide the Khmer Rouge until he too was excised from its leadership in 1997. A career military officer, Augusto Pinochet was named head of the Chilean army around the same time. He joined a CIA-backed coup plot against the man who had promoted him, President Salvador Allende. Pinochet ruled Chile from 1973 to 1990. A controversial figure, Fujimori was president of Peru from 1990 to 2000, frequently described as a dictator. He ended up fleeing the country amid a major scandal involving corruption and human rights abuses. In response to the political deadlock, Fujimori with the support of the military, carried out a self-coup in 1992. Sulla was a Roman general and statesman who won the first large-scale civil war in Roman history. He became the first man of the Republic to seize power through force, the sixth and current president of Egypt since 2014. El-Sisi was involved in the military coup that removed then-President Mohamed Morsi from office. In response to the June 2013 Egyptian protests, Empress Dowager Qian was the ruler of the Qing dynasty. In today's China, she staged a coup historically known as the Xinyu coup against the 8 regents and ousted them from power in order to secure control of the regency. Pervez Musharraf is a Pakistani military officer who took power in a coup in 1999. He served as president of Pakistan from 2001 to 2008. Edward was crowned at age 14, after his father was deposed by his mother, Isabella of France, at age 17. He led a successful coup against Mortimer, the de facto ruler of the country, and began his personal reign from 1327 to 1377. Jorge Rafael Videla was an Argentine military officer and dictator who served as president from 1976 to 1981. He came to power in a coup that deposed former president Isabel Perón. In a civil war over the Ottoman Empire in 1512, Selim I defeated his brother, forced the abdication of their father Sultan Bayezid II, then eliminated all heirs from the kingdom except his son Suleiman. William Walker was an American adventurer who sought to conquer lands in Central and South America during the 19th century. Walker managed to seize the presidency of Nicaragua in July 1856 and ruled until May 1, 1857. He was then forced out by a coalition of Central American armies. He returned in an attempt to re-establish his control of the region, but was captured and executed by the government of Honduras in 1860. Idi Amin was a Ugandan military officer and the third president of Uganda from 1971 to 1979. He is considered one of the most brutal dictators in world history. Muhammad Zia-ul Haq was a general who became the 6th president of Pakistan after declaring martial law in 1977. He served as the head of state from 1978 until his death in 1988. Mobutu Sese Seko was president of Zaire, now the Democratic Republic of the Congo. He seized power in a 1965 coup and ruled for 32 years before being ousted in a rebellion in 1997. Nguyen Can was a South Vietnamese military officer and Army of the Republic of Vietnam general who served as Prime Minister of South Vietnam while at the head of a military junta. From 1964 until 1965, he went into exile in the U.S. and passed away in 2013. Mbasogo has been president of Equatorial Guinea since 1979. He held numerous positions under the presidency of his uncle Francisco Macias Nguema, before ousting him in a military coup. Clement Gottwald was elected as Czechoslovakia's first communist president 4 months after the 1948 coup in which his party seized power. With the backing of the Soviet Union, he held the post until his death in 1953. Yoweri Museveni is the 9th and current president of Uganda. Yoweri was involved in rebellions that toppled Ugandan presidents Milton Obote and Idi Amin before he came into power in 1986. Blaise Compaoré is a military leader and politician who ruled Burkina Faso from 1987, seizing power following a coup. He resigned in 2014, following days of violent protests. Omar al-Bashir is a Sudanese military officer who led a revolt that overthrew the elected government of Sudan in 1989. He served as president of Sudan from 1993 until 2019, when he was ousted in a military coup. In 610 CE, as the Eastern Roman Empire was crumbling under the weight of war and famine, Heraclius stepped ashore at Constantinople with the intent to overthrow Phocas, the then emperor. And he succeeded in doing so. Heraclius became the Byzantine emperor until 641 CE. Nabonidus was the king of the Neo-Babylonian Empire. Ruling from 556 BCE to 539 BCE, a relatively minor member of the nobility, he was proclaimed king after the deposition and murder of King Labashi-Marduk in a plot likely led by Nabonidus' son Belshazzar. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more.